The world produces over 870,000 tons of raspberries each year, with almost 20% of that coming from Russia. Raspberries can be found everywhere, from fruit salads to pies, to the color of a beret of an unintelligent woman that Prince did in a dirty barn just after meeting her. It's also been somewhat widely agreed that, pound for pound, raspberries are the most nutritious fruit. Nutrition isn't usually what we do here, but a glance down at the waistline tells us that there's no time like the present. You tried that? You Tried Dat, Raspberry episode. I'm Nick Novak with my pals Chad Hancock,
Howdy.
Nick Geiger.
Hey,
Geiger, before we get started, are you allergic to raspberries?
I think so. But we'll see how this is going to be a good test to see if this is real raspberry or not. We'll be able to see how
So
processed these foods are.
you you are allergic to raspberries, yet
Yes.
you picked out these three raspberry snacks.
Hey, we needed a
Explain
theme.
yourself.
I care more about the podcast than I do my own health. I inflict hives on myself for all of you guys.
We care more about the podcast and your health too, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
We're all on
Yeah,
board.
right. I know you fed me Dinty more.
Well, this is a time of year when a lot of people have been losing jobs, and as the economy opens up, maybe there's a lot of interviewing going on. I recently sat in on a couple interviews for my job, and of note, well, the first thing of note is that when you're interviewing someone who is fresh out of college, it makes you feel so old. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but people who are new coming into the workforce makes you feel so old. Like today, I sat in on one where there was a kid, and I swear to God, like I was just waiting for his mom to come like in the door behind him with Rice Krispie squares, and him say, "Mom, I'm on an interview." Because you have to like do everything by Zoom now. But
Yeah.
man, they seem so young. And I had that kid like back to back with this lady who um, was just bringing out like she would have brought in these papers to show us, but now that she's on Zoom, was just unpacking and holding paper after paper up to the camera, and it was like just this stack of papers growing, and it's just some like weird stuff that people do. An interviewer and Geiger, you said that you had a story about a weird interview you were part of.
Yeah, I've had a bunch of them. I used to be a recruiter, and at my current job, I've interviewed plenty of people, and some are just uncomfortable. Like, I feel what you're saying about people fresh out of college, because the other thing I feel about, not only are they young, but like I feel bad for them because they have nothing to talk about. They're just stretching, right? Like they've done nothing. They have zero experience,
They
and
don't know
so
shit
they're
about life. That's for sure.
nothing about life. Nothing like we do, right, guys? We've got life on lock.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm Mr. Life.
this one girl was so nervous and so like didn't know what to say that I was trying to just feed her a softball just to get the interview going because she wouldn't talk. And I'm like, if I had to, talk to, your teachers or your boss or whoever and just say, hey, what's the best thing about you? What would it be? And she goes, and stares at the ceiling for not kidding like 2 minutes straight without talking. And I'm like, and then I go, anything good about you, just like your best quality. Yeah. And then she started crying, and I'm like, oh god.
Oh no.
All right, well, you're fucking don't get the job. No, I yelled at her. No, she actually ended up like I was supposed to decide whether we should pass them on. I'm like, her resume's great and she seems nice. I have zero idea if she can do the job. She won't talk. So someone else, we passed her around a couple different interviews, and finally we hired her, and she's doing really well. But she's just really, really bad at interviewing. But the one that always stands out to me, I was recruiting for. I won't talk about the company, but I was recruiting on behalf of a customer. We were an agency recruitment company, and they were a large ice cream manufacturer, and so they were looking for warehousing managers. And this guy,
Their name rhymed with Ren and Larry's.
they're named right with Reedies or Ryers, depending on what half of the
Blog
country.
and floss.
Blog and floss. So this guy, he had been out of work for a little bit, but that's not necessarily the worst thing. He had really good experience. I was glad, it was hard to find people for these roles. So I set up an interview with him. And a lot of times with these and I don't know if this is the right thing to do, so I did it. Like, they had to pass a drug and background check that was really stringent. The company's really picky about it. So I just told, I would talk to him a little bit up front what it was, kind of go over the salary just to make sure there wasn't a huge gap. And I'd also just say, hey, just so you know, you're going to have to pass a background or a drug test. So if there's anything on your record, like, I don't need to know what it is. You don't have to tell me, but we might as well just kind of part ways here because it's just not worth our time to continue interviewing. It's like, well, man, you know what? I'm really there's just one incident. It's been like just killing my employment career. And it's just one of those things where I just need somebody to hear me out. And I go, sir, again, I don't want to know. But again, all I need to know is that you can't pass the drug or background test. I don't even care which one it is. But there's no point to us proceeding. I just need, but what? Just hear me out. Like, tell me if you think this is bad. I go, no, I'm not doing that. And I'm like, I have to go. I'm gonna end the conversation here. Best of luck in the future. And I just hung up the phone. So I get a follow-up email that is like 5 paragraphs long. And we go, boy, here we go.
Did it start with "Sir, hear me out"?
It said, sir, hear me out.
Sir,
Name one
read
thing
me
that's
out.
good about you. And you start crying. No, sir, eat me out. Is what you said?
No, I said read me out. 'Cause it's an email.
Sir, eat me out.
My crime is I've been eating out too much. What? I love getting my box munched. Why is that illegal?
Is that such a crime? Enjoying cunnilingus?
Eating ain't cheating. Come on.
So he's like, it starts out with like, I understand your position. I apologize, but I really feel like I need to let you know if there's any way I could get seen by this company. It's a great opportunity. I don't want to miss it. He goes, look, no one should be judged by their worst day, and everyone's had one of those days where it could finally all fall apart for them. And after dealing with years and years of mental and physical abuse from my bitch ex-wife, this is all in an email. On Father's Day, she took my kids from me, and I had had enough. And it's like written in like romance novel language, like as like rage flowed through my veins. I finally snapped and punched her, took the kids in the car, and went on an interstate chase with police. And and then he's like, so it's a federal crime. He's like, and then he goes, and because I hit 2 cars during the police chase, I also wanted for a hit and run or something like that, or I got charged with hit and run. It's like, it's been really hard to find a job. I'm like, no, fuck. So he's like, but if you could see within your heart, it was just one bad day, and I've taken a lot of steps to remediate my anger issues. And I'm like, I really feel for you, man. Sorry, I can understand where everyone has one bad day. To be clear, I did not feel for this guy at all. He hit his wife and stole his children, but whatever. I didn't want to deal with him anymore. I'm like, it's just, I'm telling you right now, there's just no way I can pass you forward for this, but I'm sure something will happen for you later down the line. Thinking this was done. This is already bizarre enough.
Let me guess next. Let me guess what's next.
Okay.
You wake up in the back seat of his car, tied up, and he's speeding down the highway saying, "Sir, hear me out."
Just smashing cars off the road, like, hear me out.
He's eating me out, going, "Sir, hear me out." Oh. What the? Whoa. That's a way to wake me up, I guess. He's smashing cars. Yeah. He's like, I gotta pick up my kids. He's smashing through all these cars.
Look, everybody has that one day where they're tossing salads across state line,
This guy knows about life, not like these new young kids.
This guy's lived a lot of experience, that's for sure. On the inside of a prison. So he goes, he sends me a PowerPoint. He goes, hey, I get that this job isn't available. I get that. But if anything else comes up, and this, I put together a PowerPoint to explain what I do. Now, I wasn't confused what he did. Let's be clear. I knew what the warehouse management job was. But I opened this PowerPoint, and it's really hard to describe. I'll do my best. It's like 1980s computer graphics. So the first PowerPoint slide is just said, my job, in like 72-point font. And the next one, he goes, to save people money. And then a pile of money shows up on the bottom of the screen. and like digital flames show up on it, like it's burning. And I'm looking around like, am I getting pranked? Like I thought somebody else at work put it together. The third slide is I heard people at work because or something about I chased down people who are running around like chickens with their heads cut off, and on cue, little tiny chickens with no heads start running around the thing, and then a guy comes out and like catches them and they disappear, and I was actually like, oh, is he gonna get them all? Like I'm watching, like I just hear them around.
You're really invested in this headless chicken narrative.
Yeah, and then the fourth one is like, in summary, I'd be a great fit for the job. Like, told me nothing about his background. Just it was and I'm like, this. At this point, I did feel bad for the guy because now someone is giving him horrible advice. This is the worst fucking thing you can do to get a job. Like, this doesn't help you at all.
Right.
It looks amateurish. It was hilarious. I appreciated him sending it to me. I saved it for years. I can't find it anymore. Actually, when we started talking about this before the podcast, I was going to go see if I could still find it. I could not stop laughing at my desk. It was the weirdest fucking thing I'd ever seen. And I did not respond to him at all. So if you're listening out there, guy who wanted to be a warehouse manager, I hope you've got your anger issues straight and you've updated your graphic design abilities. Because neither one
was there
very well.
Was there a slide that just said my bitch ex-wife and it just had a picture of her, and then you click the spacebar again and it like has the psycho music and has X's over her eyes or something like that?
It's a picture of his. He cuts his ex-wife's head off and then chases her around the screen.
I feel like your first clue should have been when on his resume under like the objective section, it was like to emulate my hero, O.J. Simpson. Like that should have been your first red flag.
Right, yeah. So I've had other weird. I mean, countless. I mean, I've done thousands of interviews, but that's always the one that stood out to me as being the most bizarre.
Did the last slide say the end, and then it said "Hear me out, TM"?
What do? I eat people out. And the last one was this graphic video. It's a 20-minute video of him eating someone else. It's really disgusting. I was like, whoa. I got fired for watching it at work.
Just going back real quick, this is probably not worth it, but when you were talking, Novak, about like the just feeling so old with these kids, I remember I had an intern a couple years ago, and she was fantastic, but like pretty early on, and I don't remember the context of it, but I remember there was some situation and I made a Dan Quayle potato misspelling joke. You know, you guys remember the whole like potato misspelling Dan
Classic,
Quayle?
Yeah.
Not even like funny.
We're on the cusp of understanding that. Like our age is just old enough to get that.
Also, by the way, Chad, you didn't have to clarify it wasn't funny. We figured that out.
Like, there's never been a funny joke. Dan Quayle potato joke. I have no idea why I made one. And she just looked at me and she goes, "Who?" Like she had no idea who Dan Quayle was. And then sort of like, okay, do I explain the whole potato? And I was just like, oh, he's just some vice president that misspelled a word. Let's move on. She's just like, must have thought I was the biggest idiot.
Okay, so hear me out. Dan Quayle was a vice president a long time.
No, hear me out.
I chased him across state lines.
I show her like a PowerPoint. Dan Quayle, and then it's a bunch of like headless potatoes running across the slide.
We had a bunch of high school kids in one time. I might have told the story in the podcast. I can't remember, but they came in and we were supposed to sit down and tell them like how we got our jobs and like what they should study in school, and like I have them like at that time especially I had the most random like business job of like and I literally was like, just go to school, like just get a degree. It doesn't like I didn't study for this. But they're all sitting around at lunch and it was the 9/11 anniversary, and they were talking about how afraid they were and they thought they were going to die and they were like hiding under their beds and stuff. And I'm like, how old were you guys when 9/11 happened? They're like, I was like 3. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm so old. Like I was in college. Like, oh man.
You yelled, what the fuck?
No, yeah. What the fuck?
You didn't know anything about life on 9/11.
What would you say your most memorable recollection of 9/11 was? I just stare at the ceiling, start crying.
He said, let me tell you about 9/11. I was in Milwaukee where no terrorist even knew existed.
I was in the safest, least desirable target on earth.
What did me and that 3-year-old have in common on 9/11? We both shit our pants, probably.
Oh, well,
And we were both wearing a diaper.
Yep.
What's up?
Moving on.
Raspberries. We have to eat raspberries. We're having 3 raspberry snacks. We rate them on a 5-point scale. I love that, like that, indifferent to that, dislike that, and hate that. Let's start with the one that we've had before, but a different flavor, and that's the Nature's Bakery Raspberry Fig Bar. Now, I believe, did we do the blueberry one like 2 years ago?
Long ass time ago, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Back when Chad was in diapers.
I'm still in diapers. Novak, how did you not go with let's eat these snacks out for that transition?
Yeah. Come on, man.
How did you not go with that?
How did I not go with that? All I could think about is Dan Quayle. Isn't it nice for the days where the worst thing that our leaders did was misspell potato? Over those days.
The good old days.
The big late night comedy routine was about somebody misspelling a word, not anything else.
Yeah.
So this comes in 2 squares. They're Fig Newton shaped, but they're much thicker than a Fig Newton. But it really just does kind of look like an oversized Fig Newton, if you're familiar with that, with the kind of breading on the outside and then the fruit or fig on the inside.
It's a lot of breading.
It is a lot of cookie part, yeah.
And look at the picture on the front. The picture on the front is like 2/3 filling, to cookie. But when you actually take a bite inside, it's like maybe like 3/4 filling or 3/4 cookie at least, right? Like maybe a quarter filling.
Yeah, the box is the same.
All right, Geiger.
It'd be like if you bought a most stuff Oreo and they gave you an Oreo thin. Am I right?
Just like that.
Just like that.
Except you'd enjoy the Oreo.
What's that, Novak? What am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to rate the snacks. This is episode 102, and for most of them, at least the last 80 or so, you always have rated the snack first. So,
right,
we're gonna stick with that.
Okay. So tell you what I think of it.
You can tell us what you think, right? And then you can give it a rating.
We're gonna hear
on a
you
5-point scale. Or a 3-point scale with 2 bonus levels.
All right, I give it a put it in the sink. No.
How many Snoopies you give it?
I think we touched on it. I think it tastes good. And I'm not. My lips aren't puffing up yet, so that's good. I think the fruit tastes good. I think it's too much too much cookie. There's too much bar around it for the fig bar. So if they had just changed the proportions to anything similar to what's on the box or the package, I think this would have been pretty good. As it is, I will actually still give this a low level like that. I really like the flavor of the berry part. I just wish there was a little less bar, but it's not enough for it to like knock it down all the way. Just a slight ding on it. So a low level like that. I think these are good.
I like that to start, surprisingly. Chad, do you agree?
That is surprising. I have to say that rating surprises me. There's way too much cookie here. I agree that the filling actually has an okay flavor. I'm trying to remember what we gave the. Should I look up our old ratings for the blueberry, or should we just say fuck it?
Look them up after we're done.
All right. It's dry as shit, and there's not enough filling. I think this could be good if it was what the box advertised, but I don't get that. The flavor's not terrible, but it's not good. So I'm not going to go down to dislike, but this is a low level indifferent to that for
me. I think Chad kind of hit it on the head. Said what needed to be said. The cookie is too dry. There's too much of it. The flavoring is decent. I do think if the proportions were reversed, I could give it a like that. Um, as it is, uh, I'm just gonna also give it an indifferent to that. I probably wouldn't make a point to get one of these again. So a like and two indifference, still a decent start for the raspberry fig bar. Did you find the other one, Chad?
I did. Episode 14, we all gave it indifferent to dats. It was a lazy electioneer from us.
Well, we are, at least we're a little consistent. I was worried that we were going to be exposed for the frauds we are.
We are frauds.
Well, let's next do the freeze-dried raspberries. The Good and Gather freeze-dried raspberries. These are, Good and Gather is basically the Target brand. Do you guys like freeze-dried fruit in general?
We've been eating a lot of it lately because it's a really good snack for a toddler. So last time we went to Trader Joe's, we just stocked up like freeze-dried blueberries, raspberries, bananas, like cherries, everything you can think of. And I eat the ones that my daughter throws on the floor because I'm a garbage ape.
These are so fucking tart.
Really?
I don't know if I've ever had dried fruit on the reg. Like I've had dried banana chips and stuff, but I can't.
Oh, it's too much.
My eyelid is involuntarily shuddering. Sorry.
Wow.
Oh, why am I still eating it?
These are way more tart than the Trader Joe's ones.
What in the world?
I need fruity to take with this.
I guess we should have said originally, do you guys like raspberries in general? Just straight up off the vine raspberries.
I kind of like the flavor of raspberry, but I have a problem with the consistency, right? Like you bite into a raspberry and it's just like there's like little seeds or like too many little seeds in it, and I feel like they sort of get stuck in my teeth. So in general, I try to avoid raspberries for that reason.
I like them fine. I don't think I can eat them, so I avoid them there. We go through like 2 things a week though, because my kids eat them like they're popcorn, that and strawberries. But oh my god, regular raspberries aren't this tart. Am I wrong? There's like there's more sugar to them. Wow.
Interesting.
Chad, are you trying to prove how unaffected you are? You're just munching them straight.
Ugh. It's very interesting, this reaction you guys are having.
Super tart. Maybe I just haven't had a raspberry in forever.
Boy, all right, Chad, you're up.
They are pretty tart, but I don't know. I don't think they're that bad. I didn't have nearly as visceral a reaction as you guys did.
My eyes are watering.
No, can I just keep looking at each other like with this like weird, like we just smelled a bad fart on our face look?
Did I eat the wrong snack? I mean, they're not. I mean, the first one was kind of like, but after that, I just put back like probably a dozen of them. I think these are all right. I like the flavor, but again, that raspberry consistency that I was just mentioning, I can now already feel a bunch of stuff stuck in my teeth, and that is actually going to drag it down for me to another, unfortunately, indifferent to that. But I probably like these better than the fig bar.
I did not. This is very unexpected. I can't eat more of these. I can't eat anymore. The thought of eating another one is so off-putting.
Wow.
I don't know. I would think it was maybe just me if Geiger, you didn't have that same reaction. It's so tart. It is eye-wateringly tart. I won't eat anymore. I can't. I'm going to give these a hate dat. I think these are awful. And I don't mind dried fruit in general. But
you just give a hate dat to fruit. I know. But yeah. Well,
unbelievable.
Because that's what I was worried about. That's what I was worried about when I got these, is that I'm like, oh, it's just going to be like, oh, yeah, it's just eating fruit. Like, if you like the raspberry, you're like this. Holy fuck. Like, my mouth is so goddamn dry right now. Just that tartness just soaked all the moisture out of my mouth. I would go down on a guy just to get some moisture in there. I'd eat him right out.
State lines be damned.
This is yeah, the seeds in my teeth. my eye is like involuntarily twitching. They are so like
Wow.
sour and tart. Man, Novak, I'm with you. Fuck these things. Hate them. Hate that. They're no. Look, I'm sure they're healthy, and I'm sure they're like natural, and if you can handle it, and they recommend like using them in like breakfast bowls and stuff like that. I don't know if you're necessarily supposed to eat them, just like pop them in your mouth, but wow, if you like tart food, or like, I guess this is like nature's warhead, go for it. But
It's still affecting me minutes
I would
later
like,
because, like you said, parts get stuck in your teeth, and those parts are still super tart. Yikes! So two
like,
hates and an indifferent.
so Chad, this is what we feel like when you eat something mildly spicy, and I'm confused.
Yeah.
Or minty.
Yeah, or minty, right? Whew.
All right. Fig bar in the lead, just the Brookside Dark chocolate still to come. But first, it's segment time.
All right. Great. So, we've got a segment, but first, bonus segment. Bonus
Oh
segment.
my gosh.
Chad's
question of the week.
I got a Chad's question of the week for you after a long hiatus. It's back. And this question actually is just for you, Novak, because as we record this, you've just moved into a new house. And my question for you is, have you played your inaugural game of 5-on-1?
Do I have to dignify this? Are you waiting for me to give a response? What's 5-on-1?
5 fingers on one schwanz.
What?
Jerking off? That all this road for a jerk off joke? Wow.
Okay, moving right along. So, we've talked a bit in the past about the social medias and you know how terrible actually most of
what the fuck just happened?
most of the internet is, and one particularly bad website that we've mocked a little bit in the past is Reddit. So you know, I mean, everybody knows what Reddit is. It's just a bunch of pages where like mostly like single angry men get together and like act like pieces of shit. But
I think you just described most of the internet. I don't know if that's Reddit.
yeah, that's true. That could be anything. But there are some interesting subreddits on there. So subreddits, a section of Reddit, and each of these subreddits, right, is devoted to like some topic. So I put together a segment here with some of the more interesting subreddits out there, and I'm going to call this Red Dat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys the name of the subreddit. You both have to guess what the subreddit is, and then whoever's closer, I'll give the point to. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, for example, just to give you an example, there is a subreddit. These are all real, by the way. I was not snorting cement for any of these. So there is one called r/bread stapled to trees, and it literally is just pictures of bread stapled to trees that people have like they've taken a piece of bread and staple gunned it to a tree.
Sure.
Post a picture of it.
Makes sense.
So that's an example, but the rest of these aren't necessarily quite that straightforward. Okay. All right. So here's the first one. r/Thomas the Dank Engine. r/Thomas the Dank Engine. Novak, why don't you go first? What do you think?
What am I guessing? What is this filled with?
Yeah, you're guessing what is this subreddit used for? What is the goal of this subreddit?
So, I know like dank memes are things that are like inappropriate, like over the top. So I get maybe this is being too literal, but I guess this is Thomas the Tank Engine, like inappropriate memes, like him doing a 5-on-1 in the train depot or something
without hands. Him doing a 5-on-1, 5 wheels on one train boner. I don't know. Trailer hitch.
So that's my guess.
Okay.
I think I need to hear one or two of these answers before I kind of
Yeah, I think that's a good guess.
Mm-hmm. Geiger, what would you say?
I guess since he took that one, and that's the clear, obvious choice. I'll go with a subreddit dedicated to people smoking weed out of a Thomas the Tank Engine like toy. And that's
Okay,
what makes it dank.
That is a good guess too. I'm gonna give that point to Novak. It is people that take the Thomas the Tank Engine theme song and then they remix it in like hip hop style or something like that, and then they post those remixes. So that's something.
There's more than one person alive.
What the fair?
All right.
I couldn't even name the Thomas the Tank Engine theme song.
No idea. Never seen an episode.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Next one. This is called r/Gone Wilder. r/Gone Wilder. Geiger, what do you think this one is?
All right. Well, Gone Wild is probably like people flashing their tits. So Gone Wilder's probably eating a guy out across state lines, I'm thinking. No, this Gone Wilder is a subreddit dedicated to fan fiction about Van Wilder. For the movie. That's what I'm going with.
Okay, Novak, what do you think?
I think Gone Wilder is about Gene Wilder. And he is
Willy Wonk.
It's Willy Wonk. And it's just him doing super inappropriate stuff to the kids in the Willy Wonka.
Okay.
I don't know why. Like this is like a dark web thing. All of a sudden, I don't know why it's inappropriate. But...
I've got an everlasting gobstopper in my pants.
Novak gets the point. Okay. It's very close. It's actually just straight up pictures of Gene Wilder, like all kinds of pictures of Gene Wilder in all situations. Yeah.
Wow.
So Novak was shockingly close there.
Oh, jeez, Novak.
All right.
Be honest. You've been there.
You started.
That's your subreddit.
I started it, yes. I've got a Gone Even Wilder, and that's where he's doing all inappropriate stuff. It's just inappropriate Gene Wilder.
Your screen name is Augustus Ploops.
Augustus Schwamp. Wait, what did you call it before the 5-in-1?
Oh, that's right.
Schwanz.
Schwanz.
Okay, next one. r/Horse Mask. r/Horse Mask. Novak, what do you think?
Horse Mask. Okay, this is pictures of people wearing horse masks, and they are in job interviews.
Geiger?
It's definitely people wearing horse masks, like in public. I will say on a public train.
I'll give it to Geiger. It's just people in public with a horse mask on, posting selfies of themselves. The plastic horse mask.
Again, more than one person, or is just a guy?
Some of these have thousands of subscribers.
You wanted us to guess what horse mask was, what the horse mask subreddit was, and it's people in a horse mask. What else would we have said?
What a riddle.
All right, they're gonna get a little more obscure here in a sec. Here we go. Next one. So let's start with you, Geiger. r/Grandpa Joe hate. r/Grandpa Joe hate.
Grandpa Joe hate?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of a famous Grandpa Joe that everyone dislikes intensely. Oh, this is like everyone hates Joe Biden. Is that what that is?
Okay.
Don't they call him Grandpa Joe?
That's good.
He's an old Joe guy, and he looks like old as fuck. So,
all right, I think this is tied to one we already had, because isn't Grandpa Joe the grandpa from Willy Wonka?
Oh,
there is a Grandpa Joe
exactly
in Willy
right.
Wonka. That's correct.
Isn't that the guy who pretends to be sick the whole time and then stands up so he can eat a candy bar?
Yeah.
Fucking malingerer piece of shit. His family's all poor as shit. And then like he's like, oh, actually, I'm able-bodied. I could have been working this whole time. Let's go to the chocolate factory, Charlie. Fuck you, Joe.
Wow.
Sorry, I
Okay,
started
so
that
I
part.
think Grandpa
Right,
Joe
yeah.
Haight is that exact audio that Geiger just recorded.
I'm pretty sure Grandpa Joe Haight is Geiger's subreddit because that's exactly what it is. It's a bunch of posts of people just railing on how lazy Grandpa Joe is and Willy Wonka, what a deadbeat he is, and everything like that.
He is. It always bugged me. Does this make me like some sort of weird incel now? Because I hate Grandpa Joe.
All right, next one. R/dead bedrooms. R/dead bedrooms. Novak, what do you think this one is?
Oh boy. Okay.
How creepy and or sexual you want to make
I, I don't even
I'll tell you
know
right
how
now,
to
it's
say
not.
that.
It's not necrophilia, so I'll just tell you that.
I wasn't going
Dead
that
bedroom
far.
is not a grave.
Dead bedrooms. Okay. Ooh, I got it. Okay, so this is bedrooms of Grateful Dead fans, like as decked out as possible.
Okay.
Okay.
Geiger,
that's
what do you
actually a
think?
good guess. I'm gonna go with pictures of bedrooms of like famous people, or like they died in their bed or something like that. This is like where George Washington died or something.
George
Yeah.
Washington.
Well, no, other famous people too. But
His
like, I don't know.
Washington's corpse.
No, not his actual
You can
corpse.
see
John
a
Waters,
skeleton and a pair of wooden titties right here.
John Hughes' corpse laying in a bed, geocaching note pinned to his chest. Washington's Washington's huge voluptuous rack.
I don't know who to give this to. This is a support group for people who are coping with a relationship that is completely lacking in sexual intimacy. So, like, basically, they're not having sex with their spouse anymore.
Hold on. This place is some safe space to talk about your lack of intimacy, and they call it dead bedrooms. Oh, caring subreddit they set up for themselves.
I think Geiger needs it because,
Yeah.
because if he at least had, if George's dead body was there, like his sex life was definitely lacking. Martha was not.
Oh yeah, giving people splitters with that wooden leg.
Yeah. Okay, these 4 more. They're gonna get tough here. R/where did the soda go? R/where did the soda go?
Oh my gosh.
Who's up here? Geiger, I think.
Geiger. Thank God you're first. I don't want to go.
I mean, if this is going to be something so fucking dumb as like empty pictures of soda bottles, like where did it go? Like question mark, and he's just okay. No, that's what I'm going with. Somebody like empty pictures, like 2-liter bottles, and they were like, "Oops, who drank it?" That's all. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, I think there's empty soda bottles, but they're in weird positions, like a guy's doing like butt chugging, and there's just, you don't see it happening, you just see like the butt chugging thing there and the empty soda bottle. So there's an empty soda bottle, but it's being innuendo for where it went.
Yeah. I think I'll give that one to Novak. So this is, people take infomercials, like clips of infomercials, out of context. So like, you know, the part of the infomercial where somebody's like, do, and they like are, you know, spilling shit all over their face or whatever.
No, I don't.
Never seen that
one.
So people will just take those little, usually in black and white, clips of infomercials and just post them on there.
Was that the Thomas the Tank Engine song? What was that?
That's my remix.
Infomercial for a Ginsu knife. The guy's throwing soda all over his face.
He's stabbing people.
All right, Novak, you're up. R/Toasters GW. Toasters GW.
All right, this is GW. In this case, it's got to be Toasters Gone Wild.
Mm-hmm.
So the toast. Toasters flashing their toast. I don't know.
Okay, Geiger.
Okay. So there's 2 options this could be. This could be Toasters Gone Wild, or it could be Toasters George Washington. Just George Washington's dead corpse holding a toaster. It's like burning his tits on the toaster. No,
Was there even
I
toasters in George Washington's time?
People just take famous pictures of George Washington and Photoshop in toasters, like he's crossing the Delaware with a toaster in his hand or something.
No, I honestly, I think Novak was on the right track. What I'm gonna say though is Gone Wild, but it's like people shoving toast into like their butt cheeks, making it look like it's like a dirty toaster. So they've gone wild.
It is Toasters Gone Wild. What people will do is they'll just post a normal picture of a toaster, and then they'll have a caption underneath like, check out the hot chrome on this piece, or something like that. And then that's the whole thing.
That's the whole joke over and over?
Yeah, over and over. It's really stupid.
60 pictures of a toaster?
I'd rather watch Toasters George Washington. I'd rather have that Reddit.
A million times.
We're gonna complete a bunch of competing subreddits after this podcast is over. I'm gonna stuff toast on my ass every day.
All right, here we go. Geiger, this one especially for you. I think you'll be able to nail this one. This is r/GGGGG. 5 Gs. This is a real subreddit.
Okay. 5 Gs?
r/GGGGG.
So it's not. I would assume it's not just about like 5G wireless service. It's like a Verizon subreddit. Oh, I don't have 5G. I gotta go to GGGG.
Lamest fucking viral marketing from some stupid intern.
Better than people saying how hot their toaster is. 5Gs. It's gonna be. So it's $5,000 stacked up, and just take a picture of it every fucking day. I don't got fucking know. This is so goddamn dumb. Get off of Reddit, you fucking assholes.
Where'd you find all these? How did you search something that was like weirdest Reddit things, or did you?
Yeah, I found a bunch of articles that were like, these are the weirdest Reddits. There's a couple articles like that out there.
I think this is people who were going to type something and then they had a stroke and their finger was stuck on the key.
Okay, so this is
EKGGGGGG.
This is people will like find the letter G in the middle of like some sign out in the world, and they will like zoom in just that letter G and just post a picture of that on there.
What?
Do they post 5 photos, like a long shot, and then it zooms in 5 different times until it's just the G?
I think it's just the G is all they post.
So how do you even know what it's a sign of?
You don't.
So if like I'm like going to Georgia, I stop. I take 2 pictures so I can just crop out the rest of the word of Georgia and just get the single G.
That's
but
right.
I have no idea that, but I don't say like this is Georgia. I just put it up there.
Just put
you
it up
drove
there.
to Georgia for that?
Well, I was escaping the police, but coming from Florida. They've got no G's here, and I was like careening around.
All right, Geiger, you can't catch Novak, but if you manage to get even remotely close on this last one, I'm gonna declare you the winner. But Novak's going first here. Here we go. Pay close attention. r/capital W, lower t, capital W, capital F, lower O, lower t, capital M, capital J, lower A, capital J, lower t, capital R, capital A, lower t, capital C, lower A, capital B. Once again, that's r/capital W, WTWFOTMJHATRATCAB. It's an acronym for something.
Wait, who's first? Please not me.
You're up, Novak.
Yeah,
you're up.
Hold on. Can we write it down?
Are you really gonna make up something for it?
Let me find out.
I'm gonna say this is. Okay, I'm first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's pictures of Gene Wilder. Geiger?
This stands for Wilder the Wilder, FOT.
So wait a minute. Novak was like, let me write all this down. Writes down 17 letters. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's Gene Wilder. All right. This is where in the world is
You got that far.
fat over the table for Michael Jordan and Tread Cap. I don't know. This is definitely where in the world is
Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder. Where in the world is George Washington's brassiere? This is it's tracking George Washington's luscious bustier.
Sure. So here's what it stands for. When the water flows over the milk jug at just the right angle to create a bubble. And it is people posting pictures of bubbles. That's it. Just bubbles.
How would you...
Geiger's leaving. Geiger's taking off his headphones. He's storming out.
Oh, boy.
You got to post one of those to the Instagram.
Absolutely.
One of those
Picture
photos.
a bubble. Yeah.
You gotta pour a bunch of milk tonight until you get a bubble.
That was a segment, but wait. A bonus question. I just came up with this. Bonus question, at least as good as any of Jan's bonus questions, which means it doesn't have to be good at all. All right. What advantage does Burger King have over Wendy's and McDonald's? It has a G, and you can post it to 5G.
That was Novak's question of the week.
Okay.
Great.
We've got one more snack to go. It's the Brookside Dark Chocolate, Goji and raspberry flavors. This one would appear... I usually save the one for last that appears to have the leg up on the competition. It says, underneath, the daring ball of smooth dark chocolate with a fruit-flavored center. I'm not sure why it is a daring ball, but it is.
Has no problems crossing state lines, that's right.
I don't know what I could tell you what a goji berry tastes like. I know I've had them in stuff, but I don't know if I like, or like in fruit drinks. I feel like they're in a lot of those.
They are little, I don't know, I'd say about maybe peanut butter M&M sized pieces. Have you guys done a cross-section bite yet?
No.
I have. The ratio is pretty accurate on the packaging here. Yeah. I'm not gonna ding them for that.
But it doesn't look like the thing on the package. It looks
not really.
On the package. The raspberry is, or the berry flavor is bright red. Looks very juicy, and when you bite it, does not have that same appearance.
It's not that dark of a chocolate, I would say. You know.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Mildly dark.
Because you don't like dark chocolate, right?
Not usually. I mean, it's not a pure milk for sure, but
it also probably just offset by some of the fruit flavor.
I'm gonna go first. So hear me out.
I'm hearing
these. This chocolate is not bad when you combine it with this flavor. I think, again, like Geiger said, I don't know. I couldn't tell you what goji berry tastes like versus raspberry. And especially when you're just making a candy flavor of it, it just tastes indiscriminately berry flavored. But that berry flavor mixes well with the chocolate. I actually think fruit and chocolate hits almost every time. Most of the fruits that you pair chocolate with are very good. Chocolate covered strawberries, bananas, most berries. Anywhere you see it, it works. And it works here too. It's not great, but it is still pretty good, I think. I'm going to give it a like that. And so it's off to a good start. It doesn't need anything more than one more like and then a different. Because right now in the lead, the Fig Bar has a single like and two indifferents. So one more like should be able to cement this thing. Geiger, what do you think?
Well, I'm putting them back over here. So I think the Brookside Dark Chocolate Goji Berry Raspberry Chocolate Ball uh, daring combination has nothing to worry about. So I think they're very good. I think they're really tasty. I'm actually not always an automatic fruit and chocolate guy together. In certain situations, like you said, chocolate covered strawberries are good. What I don't like always is like chocolate cake that has like the ribbons of raspberry in it. I kind of just want to get that out of there and just eat chocolate cake. But
Same.
these are good. They're tart, but not like so bad that I can't open my eyes like the raspberries. But also, I like dark chocolate. This isn't super dark, like Chad said, but I think the combination goes well. They're small, they're easily to pop into your mouth. It covers all the boxes of like simple to eat, and I think it's tasty. So it's a solid. I don't love it, but it's a solid like middle to high end like that for me. These are really good.
Okay, so and just an indifferent will get the job done. Chad, do you feel at least indifferent about these?
Well, these are interesting because, I mean, like both of you guys said, I don't know what Goji tastes like. I can't tell Goji from 5G, but
Setting that joke up.
sitting on that for like 3 minutes.
You know
Not worth
full
it.
well what Goji tastes like.
Um, this is interesting because I don't actually think the chocolate is anything special. Like the chocolate is fine and on its own. And the goji and raspberry filling is not particularly great on its own. But for some reason, the combination works really, really well. And when you get them together in your mouth, it's a good experience. It's the sum is more than the parts. What I don't whatever that is. So I'm right there in line with you guys. This is getting a like that. This is a good snack.
Well, a welcome visitor, the Brookside Dark Chocolate. Sometimes when these pretty decent snacks follow up some other not so great ones, they seem even better. But I think we recommend trying these out. It's a pretty big bag too. It's
Yeah.
a 7 ounce bag, but you could get them, and I think it would last you a while. So Brookside is the winner for this week. Geiger, where can the listeners contact us?
Those that was one of the wilder episodes we've had.
Hey.
You think so?
Mhm.
No?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
This episode has gone wilder. And now show me your toasters.
Yeah. If you would like us to show, if you like to show your hot, sexy, just criminally depraved toasters, if you would like us to show, or why we're not showing anything. If you'd like to show us where George Washington's naked corpse is and how he liked his toast, well, you probably know where it is. It's probably it's probably a pretty famous spot by now. If you would like to take a screenshot of my last name and just take out the G in the front and put it on subreddit, you can have it. It's fine. That one's yours. I'll type it real
Don't
big
forget
for
the
you.
second G.
There's a second G in there too, a lowercase. I got you covered. The gamut of G's. Not all 5, but I've got 2. And if you would like to tell us what you think about raspberries or job interviews or
G.
any of the other random stuff we talked about, you can reach us at You Tried Dat at gmail.com. We are on YouTube. We are on Instagram. There's a G in there. We're on Facebook. I'm just too busy thinking if there's a G in the word. Hashtag Twitter.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah. Hashtag Twitter, which is how that works. We're everywhere. Just come find us and leave us a review, stars, a rating. Let us know what you think. And as always, we are happy that you are listening.
Slide into our DMs, toasters of the world.
If you could create a subreddit for You Tried Dat, that'd be awesome. Where we could house all these awesome bonus questions that we're coming up with on the fly. We can post like disgusting fanfic of the 3 of us where we like all bang each other while evading the cops across state lines and stuff like that. It'd be fun.
Was it?
Sorry. That person was me that was writing that fanfic. My bad.
Which fruit? Today we talked about raspberries. Which fruit kind of lends itself to make the best snacks? Do you think? There's some fruit that just doesn't
One of the
appear in
most
snacks.
famously portable is, well, like bananas are easy to eat on the go because they got like
not as itself, but
red
like
brown.
what that fruit included in a snack. So like today, I know we had the dried raspberries, but
Gotcha.
banana put into like a bar, is not. I don't think banana lends itself that well to be an ingredient
Right.
in processed snacks.
No. It's good for like a smoothie, but not like you're talking like a prepackaged snack,
right?
By like somebody.
Yeah, I don't know about snacks. I've been on a big blueberry baking kick lately. I've made like blueberry muffins, and I made like a blueberry crumble this week. Maybe I should get in more into blueberry snacks. Strawberries, I think, the classic example there of stuff that people put in snacks a lot. Grape, maybe.
I like grape a lot as a flavor, but I don't necessarily know that like grape flavor is what a grape tastes like. It's more like the candy version of grape is different than regular grape.
Yeah. The freshest food of all, raisins, is a good one in a snack.
And then also a follow up, which president makes the best corpse, do you think?
I was going to thought you were going to say makes the best toast.
Who's the fat one that died in his tub? That's kind of a funny corpse, right?
Taft? A hilarious corpse.
Yeah.
I guarantee his corpse isn't that fat. The fat goes away. It's just bones now. Unless he was like a skin withers away and he has just fat, massive bones. like a dinosaur bone.
He wasn't fat. He was big boned.
He just got like the skeletal structure of a brachiosaur. Yeah, Taft was that hilarious big fat guy that died in his tub. It was a real hoot for everybody involved.
I feel like also Teddy Roosevelt was very funny looking. So if you could just put a little Teddy Roosevelt mustache on the corpse, that would probably be a winner.
That'd be good. Who's like the least?
Gerald Ford.
Yeah.
For the G. You could zoom in on the G on his. Hopefully his wallet fell out of his pocket, and you can.
hopefully, as he died, some like an electric bill that he had just fell on the ground, and you can read it. You can read.
Why does the president have to open his own electric bills?
Did they even have electricity then? I don't even know when it was born.
Gerald Ford. It wasn't that long ago.
Oh, I thought you said Teddy Roosevelt. I was thinking Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt,
There's
whose
no
name
G in Teddy
famously
Roosevelt.
flushed with G
I thought he was
Teddy Roosevelt.
I thought his like middle name.
His middle name is just 36 G's in a row. Teddy
Gerald Roosevelt. Everyone knows that. Teddy Guggenheim Roosevelt. Gerald Ford definitely electricity, guys. And what, you think that Gerald Ford never paid a bill in his life? How do you think the White House stays on? He's got a cable bill to handle. He's got to keep up on his Netflix.
Ford, you forgot to pay the damn bill.
The lights are all out in the White House. Who forgot to fill up Air Force One with gas? Gerald. Like, whatever. I'm all angry.
All right. Well, that'll do it for the raspberry episode, but we will be back next time. We'll be trying out 3 random songs.
Deuces.
Yep.
G is a letter. G is a letter. G is a letter.